I live way out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by deep, dense woods. It's usually peaceful, my own little slice of quiet. But for the past few weeks, that quiet has been different. It started on my evening walks with my dog, Buster. He'd suddenly stop, fur bristling, and stare into the trees with a low growl. I never saw anything, but I always got this intense feeling of being watched. You know that prickle on the back of your neck? It was like that, but 100 times stronger. I'd grab Buster's collar and we'd hurry back to the house, the feeling following us right to the edge of the woods. I tried to dismiss it. A bear, maybe a coyote. But the feeling was too specific, too intelligent. Then things escalated. It started with small sounds at night. A twig snapping just outside my window. A faint scratching on the back door. Buster would go nuts, barking and snarling at the door until I calmed him down. I checked my security cameras over and over, but they never caught anything. Just swaying trees and the occasional deer. I started to think I was going crazy, that the isolation was finally getting to me. I even tried taking different routes on our walks, but it didn't matter. The feeling of being followed was always there, lurking just beyond the tree line. One night, the scratching was louder, more insistent. It wasn't a twig this time. It sounded like long, sharp nails dragging slowly down the wood of my back door. Buster was losing his mind. A frantic, desperate kind of barking I'd never heard from him before. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I crept to the peephole, my hands shaking. I couldn't see anything in the dim glow of the porch light. Just my empty backyard. But the scratching continued, now moving along the wall of the house, heading towards my living room window. I backed away from the door, my breath catching in my throat. I grabbed the heavy fireplace poker, my only real weapon, and stood in the middle of the living room, staring at the large window that overlooked the yard. The scratching stopped. Silence. For a full minute, nothing happened. My own breathing was deafening, and then a shadow fell over the window. It wasn't a person's shadow. It was too tall, too thin. Its limbs were impossibly long and bent at strange angles. I couldn't make out any features, just a distorted, vaguely humanoid silhouette against the moonlight. It stood there, perfectly still, just watching me. I was frozen. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to hide, but I couldn't move. My eyes were locked on that terrifying shape. After what felt like an eternity, a long, slender finger, more like a twig than a finger, tapped lightly on the glass. One single deliberate tap. Tap. The sound echoed in the silent room. I finally found my voice and let out a scream. The shadow recoiled instantly, melting back into the darkness of the yard, as if it had never been there. I stayed up all night, lights on, poker in hand, with Buster trembling by my side. I don't know what it is, or what it wants, but I know it's not from around here, and I know it will be back. The woods don't feel like my sanctuary anymore. They feel like its territory, and it seems my house is next. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever experienced something you can't explain, let me know in the comments. And be sure to subscribe for more strange tales. Stay safe out there.